I thought it was a bit of fun. Let's have a look at a steering box that I took in part exchange. Well, I don't give any money back until I've had a look in them and see what's wrong with them, because sometimes they're so expensive to fix that they're just scrap, so you lose your deposit really. Yeah, so I have no story of it, but it doesn't feel right. I don't know what's wrong with it. So we're going to strip it down and have a look. What do we need? Well, we need some spanners, but we don't need all that much. We've got to get the ring out of here. We've got to get that end nut off. But first of all, I've drained it off. I do that by simply undoing the drain bung here and letting the oil go into a bucket, turn it upside down and leave these bungs off here. You know, where, you know, there's sometimes people, we bung these up for transport. So let's have a look at the top first. I'm just going to use my old impact on this to pull these off. Because I'm not sure if it's going to go back on again. Is that in what's that one? Let's take this. So take that nut off and screw this down. As I'm screwing it down, you can see the height of the shaft changing. Now, to get the drop arm off, this has obviously come off a disco, and it had one of those useless Discovery boxes on, but the thread was well buggered up on it. I don't know. I've got no great hopes for this. You never know what we're going to find. Life's like a box of chocolate. Is this going to come off easy? I'll just take this to the edge of the bench a bit. I've got stuff everywhere. Cleaning up day today because it's a lovely sunny day today. Well, the good thing is the needle roller's good at the top. I'll get something to turn this box around because it's on winding wheel here. We've got to get that in the right position, otherwise it won't come out. Next thing we've got to do is take this grub screw out of here. Be good if this was first going. I've got the Allen key right. Sure enough, they're inch. We don't need that one. That's that out. It's supposed to have a little plastic pad on the end of there. Obviously that's missing. Want to undo that screw. I'll have to get a big screwdriver now. There we go. This puts the tension on the rack, not in a rack. There's that. Now we need to get the little bally thing out of there. We'll leave it. This has had water in it. So the next thing we're going to get off is this nut here, the locking nut. So all we need to do is tap, because we ain't got a spanner for it. That's tight as a tiger. Where it's coming off. Threads are well rusted on that. I've got a key to get that big nut. All it is a bolt. It fits in there reasonably snugly. Might have to play around with this a bit. Take the bearing out. Oh. Is that going to come out without taking all that rest of that? So if you give the cap a couple of taps back, then you can spin this ring round. And the reason we're doing that is that there's a hole here on the side. We put a little punch through that and we get the ring out, but it's easier if you get the tail end of the ring, Lord of the Rings, almost lined up, so then you can get a screwdriver. Now, where have I got a little punch that is left there? This has to go around a bit more, yeah. I know you can see it's very difficult to actually see and describe. I think that's just wedging itself in. There we go. Another little screwdriver. You can see what I'm trying to do. I'm going to push. I'm pushing in. I'm pushing under. There's a hole in the side, so it'll lift the ring up. So then, if I get under the ring, I should be able to tap it up. But yeah, it keeps spinning back. I need something a bit more solid. Big. A bit too big. This is going to work out. It probably doesn't keep bloody going at all. Sometimes it just flies straight out, you know what I mean? That's the annoying part, but there's a lot of rust in this. You see what I'm doing? Trying to work that. Oh, damn it, I'll come back in again. Why do we bother? Ah, that's better. Now she'll come out because I've locked it in there now. Now it will come out. Now, when you're taking clips off like this, always put your bloody finger off it just so it doesn't spring off unexpectedly. There you go. That's that off. Now, where else have we got to get off? Well, if we get that rack out, it should just pop out now. Ooh. 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 The shaft looks good. These are a fortune to buy. Yes, there's no deep groove on there. Now what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to clean it all up and I'm going to send it down to JP. He'll put it in the chuck and spin this and polish it up. That is good. Next thing I need to push that shaft through here, which means taking off that seal here. Now this piece here is actually a valve. Now I'll tell you something that JP told me, because you know you can get a kit with all these Teflon seals in. He told me not to touch them. You will have to warm them up and you need a special tool to put them on with. As far as we're concerned, that's not too bad. You know, there is an O-ring inside here. I'll tell you what, I'll clean this up and I'll show you. Can you get a focus in on that bit? Right, this bit is a valve inside here, and you can see here there's a pin that holds it in. Now sometimes you get leaks between the outer piece here, the adapter, and the shaft itself. So you've got to knock that pin out, which is a brute, and then put a little square O-ring, and you can fix those kind of easy. Can you remember when I said on this steering box it felt a bit notchy? Well, I've just taken this out the parts washer. Pay attention to here. Can you see it's all pitted? This side's okay. This side's perfect. But this is kaput. Now I'm not sure if JP can salvage that, but it looks like the hardness has gone from it. Just have another look and see if you can see it. Can you see? So that's scrap, no deposit. Pity about that. It was going so swimmingly. So, but the thing is, I'll put the parts on the shelf and maybe one day we'll get another one in, so that's another box of bits. I wasn't offering too much hope, because when I was turning the little wheel on the side, you know, your input shaft, you could feel it was gritty. I was hoping it was just dirt got into it, but it isn't, it's broken down. So again, you can't do anything about it. They're about 700 quid. A little bit expensive. Can we restore it? No. It's a shame they made the bearing races integral with the shaft, because if they made them separate it would be really easy. And they didn't. So never mind, we'll continue cleaning up the bits and put them in the box. So I hope you like that, and just be warned, when you get stuff like this, it can be you know, like if you take it to bits yourself and you find out that you think, oh well, I can put it together. Well, you could. We were 99% there if it wasn't for that bearing race. Oh well.